Greetings to all melanated people all around the world. It's really a joy, it's really a blessing, it's an honor to be out in nature and to be bringing this message of truth to you, this message of self-realization to you, this message of emancipation. Because if you put what I'm saying to work in your life, you would be truly emancipated. But you have to listen to what I am saying with an open mind. And when you listen with an open mind, you will be able to come to the knowledge of knowing who you are and why you are here. Thus the reason why, my brother and my sisters, I want to speak to you concerning the power of the tongue. And why is it that many people, they're opening their mouth and they're speaking and they are not holding themselves responsible for the words that are coming out of their mouths and for the thoughts that they are allowing in their being. Now, the Bible clearly tells you that the power of life and the power of death is in the tongue. But for you to fully understand that, you have to first understand that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically. That the Bible is not literal, neither is it secular history. And that the Bible was written symbolically. Therefore, when you believe in a God outside of yourself, instead of the creative power in you, you will not come to understand that God is in each and every person that is around you. Because God is life and life is God. You cannot separate God from life or separate life from God. Therefore, when you understand the Bible psychologically and you understand God to be your own human imagination, which is the creator in man, and that without him there isn't anything made that was made, and all things were made by him, and you realize that him is not speaking about a man 2,000 years ago, but that him is speaking about the creative power in you, because there isn't anything in this world that was made that wasn't first imagined, or anything else that ever going to be made that must not first be imagined. Then you would realize that when you speak against your brother and your sister, you're speaking against yourself. And then you will understand also that it is your thoughts that is creating your reality. Now, when you understand that, you will realize that you have to change your language. Then you will understand why it is said in Romans that, Romans 12, that you must not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Because when you renew your mind and renew your thinking, your speech will be different. That is why the Bible also tells you the tongue is a little thing, but it can cause a lot of trouble, it can cause a lot of damage, and it's full of acid, it's poisonous. Because it is teaching you the power of thoughts. That a word is a thought expressed. And it is teaching you basically that the Bible is psychological. And it has to do with the mind. And it is a psychological jammer. That's the reason why it also tells you, if you're angry with your brother without a cause, you already a murderer. Because you will speak against your brother, you will speak against your sister. That's the reason why religious people who are going to church from Sunday to Sunday and from Saturday to Saturday, they have never overcome gossiping. They have never overcome backbiting. Why? Because they have the wrong concept of who God is. They believe that the Bible is secular history. They believe that the Bible is literal. And they believe that they could check the laws of nature. Now, if you plant pumpkin, you cannot go and reap sweet potatoes. Whatever life is in the seed, that is the fruit it will bring forth. And if Christ is in you, and that Christ was a literal man who walked the earth 2,000 years ago, and that same life is in you, then you will have to walk on literal water too, and turn literal water into wine. But it is not literal, it's all psychological. That's why I would have written a small book called How to Turn Water into Wine. You need to read that book, my brothers and sisters. So yes, when we become more responsible for our thoughts and learn to chase the laws of thoughts in our mind, then we will be more careful of how we use our tongue or what we say. We'll be more mindful of our words, because we now understand that the Creator is in us, not outside of us. That's the reason why when I tell people that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically, that the Bible is not literal, neither is it secular history, they open their very mouth and speak to me, doubting me, and don't even realize a word is a thought expressed. And when they speak to me, it is for psychological, it is for a thought. So when they speak to me, they actually prove what I'm saying right. And then they go in their so-called churches, and the pastor will preach a sermon. It's all psychological, because a word is a thought expressed. So the Bible is teaching you how to think rightly, how to act rightly, and how to speak rightly. So my brothers and my sisters, it is time for us to correct our actions by accepting the simple fact that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically. That the Bible is not literal, neither is it secular history, and that the Bible was written symbolically, and it's all about the mind, it's all about the thinking. And also the Bible says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So it is high time for us to wake up and start thinking more wisely. So with that being said, I want to just thank you for listening to me, and I want to encourage you to continue to support this work by supporting our ebooks and now our hard copy book, The Black Mystic from Ethiopia, Neville Goddard's Mentor. I want to ask of you to support that hard copy book, not just one for, do not just buy one for yourself, but buy and share with others also, and help us to help our brothers and sisters all around the world to come to the realization that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically, that the Bible is not literal, and that the sun in the sky is the light of the world, and that without the sun there is no life and there is no light. So is this all this work that I'm doing is to get our people to free themselves from idolatry. Okay? So those of you who've been supporting us on Patreon, I want to thank you very much, and for those of you who haven't done so, we are asking of you to do so also, and to receive a blessing in your life by practicing the laws of nature, which is basically sowing and reaping, because the laws of nature is sowing and reaping. You cannot be the receiver and you are not the giver also. So the giver is the receiver also, and the receiver is the giver also. Okay? Everything, all the principles of life is based on giving and receiving. Okay? So with that being said, also I want to say to those of you who listen to me and this message would resonate with you, and you like to get further knowledge on what I am teaching and would like to be mentored, you can donate $50 or more on my Patreon, and I'll give you my phone number, and I'll be willing to speak to you, okay, and share more of these things with you from time to time. And we can speak for an hour, we can speak for 2 hours, whatever time that would permit us to speak. Okay, now I want to give you the sign of Matthew 6:22, where it says, if your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. And I'm saying to you, when you have that experience, you will experience it is the rising of the sun in the son, and you come to realize it is the dawning of a new day, and that without the sun there is no life and there is no light, and without the human imagination there isn't anything made that was made, and that the sun parallels the human imagination parallels the sun, and that we are the people of the sun. Therefore, let us use our mind power to achieve our every desire. So with that being said, I want to say peace, love you, I'm out.